let's see, recording is started now. So last time we did pronouns, and we did attached pronouns in quite a lot of detail. I just want to make sure that you all are very comfortable with the attached pronouns. And there are some exercises that I requested if you could do. I think that will help. So what we should do is maybe start with those exercises and see if there was any challenge and anything that you wouldn't do, so I can help you. So make sure just that you are all up to speed before we move forward and do anything more in detail. Okay, this was one of the exercises for translation, and I think there was another one I requested. It was, I think, this one, right? It was on the page number 20 and the next one. So was there any challenge, anything confusing on this exercise that you might not be able to do? Were you able to recognize all the pronouns on this page? Maybe if you had any particular challenge, you can pick up. Otherwise, I can quickly skim through them and solve them if you want, or when you can help me solve them. So just to make sure that you have acquainted yourselves to really detect when the pronoun is existent in front of you. Any particular one from 11 to 30 that you might have a challenge with? Or was it simple enough?
It was fine.
It was fine?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm running behind इसलिए जो है ना I won't commit. So
Okay, that's fine. So
I
G.
did
The
not
only
attempt as well,
thing,
Dr. Saab, apologize.
Dr. Saab, the only thing where I get was the akhrajuha, like both females. Huma was for both male and female. And then um, how do we identify which one is for male and which one is for female? And
Yeah.
this is where, and then you answered that we should take right now both male and female.
Yes. Right now you don't know, because this huma would go back to something in the ayah that will tell you. Right now in this, just with these two words, you won't be able to. So just mark it masculine, feminine.
Also, I think it's very important we should understand the context of the word as well. Only then we can identify whether this is a pronoun or this is already a part of the word, right? For example, or you don't think that it will always be there like this?
There are a few things that will come with experience. Like generally, pronouns are pretty clear. For example, if I write the word Allahu, you probably won't say that who as a pronoun, right? Just because you know the word and experience is there. With experience and practice, this thing will become clear. But usually, there are not many confusing words that would make it difficult for you to detect a pronoun. So, inshallah, that's the direction we are going in, and it will become very clear. Okay. Other than that, any other? I take it that it was simple. If you have not attempted it, so I will not solve it now. So just to give you that opportunity to attempt yourself. And if there are any questions, then please, by all means, let's do the WhatsApping then. Okay. For those who have attempted, any troubles in the other exercise, the one on the page 24 and the 20, just the 24, not the 25. If you have attempted that, if you have not, it's okay. Just take your time to attempt it. So I'll do the practice little bit differently. So just to make sure that you are really comfortable with the pronouns. But then you must do this exercise, because I think that will help you really understand the concept in full. Okay. Right. So just so we are super clear, I'll just do a few examples here, and just to make sure that you're ready for the next step, and then inshallah we'll go forward from there. So what we are saying is we are using pronouns with Idafah. So we said that Idafah is a fragment that we did that brings the off relationship. between two types of isms. Okay? So the first one we did was the first form of Idafah we did was between two isms, two normal isms. Okay? That was the first form of Idafah we did. So in which you had words like messenger of Allah, right? Rasulallahi. And we said the first mudaf is light and lo al, and the mudaf ilayh is jar. Then we went to the second form. Before doing the second form, we did pronouns. And in pronouns, we did, of course, the independent ones and the attached ones. And the attached ones are the ones that are used to build idafa. So, for example, your messenger. Your messenger would be an idafa, which generally, just for the sake of understanding, we could like write messenger of yours. Okay? So this pronoun, not yours, this pronoun is the word after of, and this is the idafa with the attached pronouns. And that's what I want to make sure you have clearly understood, and you are able to do it when it is in front of you. So if we just take the same example, for example, I have the word Rasul, Rasulun, and I want to say his messenger.
Rasuluhu.
Correct.
Rasuluhu.
Correct. So what you're doing is you're simply taking the word Rasulu and you're making it light, and then you're in your mind you're thinking Hua, because his is an attached form of he, and you're changing that Hua into who, and you're putting a who because there is the U sound before it. If it was a E sound, you would have chosen Rasuli, he. That's the overall concept. So there's some processing in your mind that you will have to do, and that processing becomes super simple if you know the pronoun chart. So if you know which pronoun belongs to which independent pronoun. Okay? So are we okay to proceed to the next topic? That's my question, effectively. Can I move to the next topic, or you need more practice on this one? Silence means yes, I can move on. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If there is no objection, then I will move on. Okay. All right. Is it okay to move on? Just some affirmations, everyone.
Yes.
Very good. Assalamu alaikum, uncle. I just saw you.
Ji, walaikum salam. Sorry I'm late, Dr. Saab.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so Idafah has three forms. First was between normal isms. The second one was between, rather I should write, with pronouns. And third one is with special isms. That's the one we want to do today. Okay? With specialism. And what are these specialisms? I will tell you. Now, since we started the Quranic Arabic, you learned that jar is a word that comes after of. That's what you learned. That's how you know jar. But now you are seniors. Things can change. You will now realize that jar is not always a word that is a word after of. There are situations where you have a word in jar, but it really doesn't give you that meaning of off. For example, if I say, make an English example. If I say below the table, if I say above you, say with you, around you, just taking you just for simplicity purpose. So these types of fragments are also idafa. They follow the same rules, light, no al followed by jar, but they do not give you off meaning. They don't give you off meaning. Idafah is about establishing relationship between two words. And the first two forms between the normal isms and with the pronouns were about the off relationship. This one is not about the off relationship. This one is about giving the right context. So if I'm saying Ali is sitting under the tree, under a tree. So this under a tree is an Idafah concept. Okay? And this ism, below, above, with, around, under, all of these isms are special isms. And if you notice, these isms either represent time or place. They would represent time or place. For example, if I say in presence of will give you a perspective of time, whereas the word with will give you a perspective of place. Around is about place, above is about place. So these are two types of isms, which are called special isms. And these types of isms are always in a form of a mudaf. We call them special mudaf. They're special mudafs. Okay? So they're called special mudaf. So of course it means that they always come as a mudaf. Okay? So they will always come as a mudaf, and they're very widely used in the Quran. And probably you also know them as words of the Quran. They're not very unknown words, and you know them quite a lot. Okay, so I'm going to show you from your notes what those isms are, and then we'll quickly go through them, inshallah, just for your own benefit. Wait a second. Right. So on the page number 22, you see these special mudafs mentioned, okay, which I'm also sharing on the screen. So you know, probably you have heard about tahta, min tahtiha al-anhar. You might have read that quite a lot in the Quran. Tahti is a jar form of this word tahta. Right? So tahta means below. Tahtiha al-anhar means below it, the rivers flow. So this below is not giving you a meaning of off. It's rather giving you a meaning of which place the river is flowing in. Right? It's either time or place. Right? So if you just read through them a little bit. So ba'da means after. Khalfa is behind. So let's see if this is a time or place. Let's mark them. After. So after is generally, of course, used as a play, as a time, right? So it's a time. It's used in the context of time. So something happens after something. Behind is place. Khalfa is place. Qaddama is right in front of. Is it time or place? What do you think?
Place.
Time or place?
Place.
It's a place. Place. Ladun, especially from. Now this is a special one, so it probably won't give you time or place. Ba'ada, some of you. So these both, Ba'ada, some of you is effectively giving you a meaning of that you were with somebody at some place. So if you think a bit more deeply, try to squeeze it into either time or place, you would likely end up with a place. Right? So I'll just mark them place for now. Okay? Just so, especially from. Duni is besides. Beside is also giving a sense of a place. Below is place. Amama is place. Wara'a is place. Ghair is place. Ghair al-maghdub. You might have heard, of course. Ghair al-maghdub. That's the same word. Place. Ma'a is with, which is place. Ayu is which or any. So it's a special one. So it's difficult to map it on time or place. There's some more details to this, which I will come to later on in the classes, inshallah. Fawqa is place. Qabla is, mark it as time. Baina is place between. Hawla is a place, around or surrounding. Inda is with, place. Kulla, or you might, this word is quite a lot appearing in the Quran. Kullu nafsin za'iqatul maut. That's the same word, kullu. So this is also a special one. So the point is that these are the words I mean, of course, you won't be able to memorize them, but you need to know them. So whenever you see these words, they would always show up as a mudaf. So whenever you are looking at these words, you are looking for a mudaf ilay after them. The ism after them must be in a jar form. So they will always form a idafah relationship, mudaf and mudaf ilay.
Hadi,
Yeah.
so can we say like all the prepositions
Ji.
or the special mudafs?
No, prepositions are different. Prepositions are different. They are like if or upon or an, things like that. Those are prepositions. Those are not always mudaf. Prepositions are not classified as isms in Arabic. Prepositions are harfs. That's the next topic we will do. There are lots of them, and many harfs do give you the meaning of time and place, like for example, upon, right? But they are not, because they are not isms, you can't say they are mudafs. Right? So these are specific words, and we have to stick to these words, which are relevant to our Quranic studies. Okay?
And are there more of these, or like these are the ones which are used in Quran?
Let's for now let's live with these ones.
Okay.
They're relevant to the Quranic studies, and they are used in the Quran. Of course, in wider Arabic, there may be many of them, but it may not be relevant to us. Within the Quranic context, these are the ones which are important.
Dr. Saab, and this special mudafs are always come first in the Idafah.
Yes, because it's a mudaf, right? So mudaf is always the first one.
Right.
Right? So let me take you directly to an exercise of these words. Right. So, for example, these are the exercises. This is on the page number 25. This is the exercise specifically for these types of mudafs that you need to do to translate them. So, بغير الحق. So the meaning is given for the next word, the mudaf ilay, but the meaning of the first word is not given. Okay. So you have to look up this meaning, of course, in the table that you have in your notes, because you don't know the words and you have not memorized those meanings. But once you do get used to them in a course of your studies, you will be able to do that very easily. For example, ghair in this case is other than. Other than, right? I will do a few for you, just so you get the crux of this. They're quite widely used in this. Other than, so you could say other than the right justification, right? That's what we are saying. Now, this statement, although there is, if you're confused about the first B, I've intentionally ignored it. Just leave it for now, just for the sake of learning. Other than the right justification does not give you an off meaning. It will not give you an off meaning. Okay? But it's still an idafa. It's light, no al, and it's followed by jar. Light, no al, and followed by jar. So al-haqqi is jar, and ghairi is light, and it has no al. Okay? The next one is wara'a. Wara'a is far behind. Far behind. And the pronoun kum is all of you, the attached version. And why is it the attached version? Because wara'a is a special mudaf, and it must always come as a mudaf. When it comes as a mudaf, it needs a mudaf ilay. And when you put a pronoun as a mudaf ilay, you put the attached form of that pronoun. This pronoun was, what was the independent form of kum? Anyone remembers that?
Antum.
Antum.
Antum. So you found the jar form of antum, which is the attached, and you attach to it, right? So it's going to be far behind all of you.
Fahad bhai, one question, sir, from the table. Khalafa and Varau both are having the meaning of behind. So any specific difference between them?
Yes, yes, there are differences from the balagha perspective. Sometimes the distance is the historical distance is more. Sometimes vara'a is used and sometimes the khalafa is used. When you're talking, let's say, about physical behindness, behind something, so one of them will be used. And when you talk about historical behindness, so far behind in the history, some other one would be used. So there are balagha differences. And inshallah, when we go there, we will study all of that.
Thank you.
Right?
Got it. Thanks.
Just like in English as well, there are many ways to say same things. So in Arabic as well. Okay. So all you have to do is familiarize yourself with these words. Okay. Just read them a few times. Whatever you can retain, great. If you can't retain them, they will, inshallah, come up, show up again and again in the Quran when we do more practice, and you will get used to them. They're quite commonly used words in the Quran. Okay. Now, Khalfi was behind, right? And him is attached form of home, to turn to be behind them. So I think you get the crux. It is not giving you the of meaning, but it is still a mudaf and mudaf ilay. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't want to solve all of this because I want you to do it yourself when you have time. But I can do some other exercise with you just to summarize the entire Idafah concept. So once you have done this special mudaf, there's nothing more in Idafah left to do. You've completed the topic of Idafah as such, right? So with these three types of Idafahs, you've done the ones with normal isms, with pronouns, and with the special isms. And the only challenge with the special isms is you just don't know those words by heart, and you don't know their meaning by heart. And when you use them day in, day out, inshallah, those meanings will become very normal to you. And the detection will also become very normal to you. So they will show up again and again in the Quran. Okay? And that's the Idafah study. Let's move on to a very comprehensive exercise that I've saved for the last topic of Idafah on page 23. So you see there are 72 fragments. You need to tell if these fragments are Idafah or not. And they would be made up of all sorts of words. Some you do know, some you don't know. But you have to apply the principle of Idafah. Light, no al, followed by jar. And you have to see if it is an Idafah with normal isms, Idafah with pronouns, or is it Idafah with special mudafs. Okay. So let's do a few of them here. And let's see, it will help us practice a little bit more on the detection side. Okay. Right, so I'm going to write true and false. What is Idafah and what is not? And let's see if we can detect this. So when we read the word yadkhula al-jannata, yadkhula al-jannata, is it Idafah or not? Is it light, no al, followed by jar?
No.
No, it's not. Right? It's not. Light, no al, followed by jar. It's not. Although yadkhula looks like light, but the next word is not. Yes, al-jannata is not acting like a mudaf ilay. It's not jar. Some may argue, oh, it's a name of a place, so it is partly flexible. But just to remind you, when you attach an al to a name of a place, it becomes what? Fully flexible.
Fully flexible.
Right. Ba'san shadidan. Idafa or not?
No.
And why not?
Because it is not light
And followed
Topic
by
closed.
not jar.
Correct. It's false. It's not like tahti him.
That's attached idafa with him. It's an attached pronoun of whom, him.
Correct. That's attached pronoun. And what about the word tahti? Does it sound familiar?
Tahti is
Yes,
special
we just
mudaf, I think.
before. Sorry, below. Below. Tati is below.
Correct. It's one of those special mudafs. If you have that page, please open that page in front of you in your own notes so you can see that. This is idafa.
Yes.
This is true, right? And this is not this is a idafa with special mudafs.
With special ism, yeah. Yes, special. Yeah.
Correct. Al mujrimuna an-nara.
No.
This is Nara. Okay. Yes, Nara is not jar. But
What about al mujrimuna?
Mujrimuna is fulfilling the response, the
It's not light.
requirement. It's not light.
No, it's
Followed
light.
by
It's not no alif. Well, no alif lam is one condition of mudaf.
No
It's
alif.
not mudaf.
Correct. As soon as you see the al, it's not idafa. Okay. So you don't have to analyze everything else. So mudaf cannot have an al, right? Burhanakum.
Mudaf.
It's a mudaf
that's mudaf.
and mudaf. Ilay, it's idafa. Burhana and kum. Okay. Attakhazallahu.
That's
Not
mudaf as well.
false. No, Allahu.
Who
Allah.
is a attached form of
Allah. This is the word Allah or who? Yeah. No, the word Allah.
How many of you think this is a word Allahu, or is it word Allah, which might mean something, and then there is an attached pronoun? Don't force yourself to complication. It's the word Allah, right? We all know it. And the word Allah does not have an attached pronoun. This is how the word Allah is written. So it's a full ism, Allahu, which is not in jar, right? Although the first one looks like light and no al, but the next one is not jar. So it's not going to be idafah. It's false. Okay. Clear, Talab?
Dr. We said Allahu was a attached pronoun, right?
No, you never
In
said
the
that.
phrase, right?
So,
No.
Talabe, my understanding is that when we say Allahu, so we write who separately as a separate pronoun. It's not Allah. So, what is the meaning of Allahu?
Let
His
me
Lord.
wait a second. So imagine the word who is not there, right? Imagine
Yeah.
it's not there. What is the remaining word?
Allah.
Allah.
What does it mean? There's no word like that in Arabic.
Hmm.
This is just a lam coming two times in the middle.
Right.
So this is a very common word, the word Allah. Okay. Every time you see who, it doesn't have to be a pronoun.
Hmm.
Some words you already know. They're famous words. They're words that are quite common, right? Just like, for example, I would have been more comfortable when you would have said tahti and him is one word, and you're not able to recognize it. But with Allah, expectation is that you know this is the word Allah, right?
And it's
It's just
a rougher
So,
form of Allah,
This
right?
is the rougher
Correct.
form of word Allah, right?
Hmm.
correct.
Okay.
It's
Yes,
just
yes.
the rafa form of the word Allah, nothing else. Okay, so don't make things complex unnecessarily. When you know it's the word, then it's the word. It is. That's how it is. Okay.
फिर हम पाकिस्तानी कैसे रहेंगे फाद भाई?
रहेंगे. Don't worry. We have that in our blood. Okay. चले आगे बढ़ते हैं. G. Masalan, rajulain.
False. False.
And why?
Mathalan, heavy.
Heavy. Kulli masalan. Masalin.
Looks like true.
Light no al.
Light no
And
all
followed by
jar.
jar.
Sure.
Right? Now, yes, that's true. What type of idafa is it? Is it with normal isms, pronouns? Is it
Normal.
with special mudaf?
Normal ism.
Followed
No.
by jar.
No, so it's a special mudaf. Kul,
Kul, I
kul,
think kul is a
kul.
special.
What is
Correct.
kul? Okay.
Kul is
Okay.
part of your special mudaf list.
Yeah.
You remember just like we did the gender when we read a story and they were isms and we said that because the Arab said so, they are feminine. So whenever those isms come up, you remember that, okay, because that's part of that story, therefore it is feminine. Just like that, you have mudaf table, the special mudaf. Just because it shows up in that table, it's with the special mudaf. Right? That's how you remember it. So keep that table maybe stuck on the wall somewhere around you where you study. And over time, those things will become on your fingertips. This is the one with special mudaf. Kuntum sadiqina. Sadiqina. What is kuntum?
Sadaqina is nasab.
Now it can be jar as well. Sadiqina, nasab jar. Same. Muslimina.
Yes, 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 yes.
Do you
Kun-
do you know any ism that ends with a sukoon?
No.
Isms
No.
don't end with a sukoon. Isms always have an ending sound. I know this is a complex word. You have not done this, right? So that's why I'm telling you. Isms do not end with a sukoon. That's a principle you should make. Okay, so if a word is ending with a sukoon, then it is 99% not an ism. Okay.
So okay, so if it's okay.
So another thing I should tell you, I think it's a good time to tell you. For example, Muslimina. Muslimina. This is a heavy form of this ism. Right? That's how you read Muslimina. That's how you write it. When you make it light, it becomes Muslimi. It still does not have a sukoon. Right? And you know the original form was actually without the sukoon. Isms don't end with the sukoon. Only fails end with the sukoon, and we'll do them when we do the fails. So when you see an ism with a sukoon like this, when you see a word with a sukoon like this, it can't be ism. Okay? If there is any special case that shows up, then I'll explain you that special case later. But 98% of the time, it's not going to be an ism. Okay. So kuntum is going to be false. And your reason is because it is ending with a sukoon and isms don't end with a sukoon. You can't call it a light form because if it is a light form, then you should be able to produce the heavy form. You can't produce the heavy form of this one. It doesn't map to any table that you know, Muslim chart, feminine or masculine. Okay. Okay. This should be quick. Al hadisi asafan.
False.
False. And because of an al, right?
Yeah.
Bainahuma.
Idafah, true.
Idafah.
Idafa. What type?
Attached pronoun.
Attached pronoun.
Attached pronoun. And what is baina?
Special mudaf.
Nothing special.
Special
Mudaf.
mudaf. This is both, right? This is between the special mudaf, because after all, special mudaf is a mudaf, and nothing stops us from attaching it to a pronoun, right? Because pronoun is after all an ism. Right? So special mudafs can also attach to a pronoun. And number 3 was also the same. Tahtihim. Aksara shay'in.
This is also idaf.
This is also mudaf.
Mudaf.
Sorry, mudaf and mudaf
Mudaf
ilayh.
ilayh, yes.
Correct. It's an idafa relationship. Aksara is light, no al, followed by jar. Okay, so let me do selected little bit here and
Dr.
there.
Sir, what is number 19, if you can advise us, please?
Okay, number 19,
False.
false. And why?
Because Allah is in Rafa.
Because the word Allah is in Rafa. What about the word huwa? Is it light and no al?
Yes.
But
It is
Dr.
a
This,
pronoun.
It's a pronoun.
What is huwa? How? I mean, general question to everyone, of course. What do we know about huwa?
he,
He.
independent
He is
pronoun.
an independent pronoun.
Yes.
Independent pronouns are never mudaf.
Mm.
Independent pronouns are never mudaf. Okay.
Okay?
Dr. Sir, didn't in the last one message on WhatsApp, we said the independent pronoun always come first,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
in this word, huwa is an independent pronoun, right?
Yes.
So it will
Yes.
come first before ism, correct?
Correct.
Then it actually satisfy the condition of an idafa, of an independent pronoun. Huwallahu. I'm not talking about mudaf and mudaf ilayh, but I'm just talking about why it can't be idafa, because it has an independent pronoun which is coming before an ism.
Okay, so let's take it as an example. So the term is huwa Allahu. That's the term, right? How would we translate it? Huwa is he, and the word Allah is Allah. Okay.
Yes.
So Idafa says, Idafa. One definition of Idafa is that you have to have an off relationship between two words, right? And when you say Rasul Allahi, then you say messenger of Allah. So the word Allah should be the word after of. Correct?
Right.
He of Allah. Does it make sense?
No. Okay.
Makes no sense, right? So and when you read the pronoun chart, you saw huwa, and we learned that huwa, these pronouns are always inflexible. I mean, they don't follow the ending sound or ending combination rules. They just show up like this, and they're always rafa. The concept of light versus heavy, the ending combination, ending sound doesn't really apply to the pronouns, right? And if you remember in the last class, I also suggested that you should remember these pronouns as he is, right? If you remember in one of the previous classes, when we did some exercises in the Surah Munafiqun, these pronouns, because these are independent pronouns, if I write those independent pronouns, he, she, they, and let's say that, not them, you, all of these pronouns, if you make sense out of them, they need a verb to be in front of them. She is, they are, you are, and that's how the things go with these pronouns, right? So in this particular case, this is the independent pronoun, and if you remember is he, as he is, you would translate it as he is Allah. Okay. Now this entire thing is not too far from now, inshallah, we'll do these things. This is actually a sentence, the full sentence. It's not a fragment. This he is Allah, it gives you full information. Okay. And independent pronouns are never used as a mudaf, and if they were to be used as a mudaf in general pronouns, then they would come after and they would always be attached. Does that help, Tala?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. What about number 15?
It's Idafah.
Okay,
And
we're saying it's
mudaf
true.
ilayh. Yeah.
And okay, so we're saying kilta is light and no al.
Kilta is light with no al followed by jar.
Okay, so if kilta is light, what was the heavy form?
Kiltan. Kiltani.
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 Correct.
Kiltani.
Correct. Kiltani, not kiltan. If it was kiltan, then you wouldn't have alif here.
Yeah, that's right. Then kilta.
What about number 21?
Azan nun is not.
It's
not-
heavy.
It's heavy.
Minallahi. Minallahi. So min is a special. No, min is a pronoun. Special.
Special mudaf.
Don't
Dr.
go all
Safai-
over the place. Listen,
Okay.
listen.
Yeah.
The term, the fragment starts from wa. And when the fragment starts from wa, don't directly jump to main or azanun or allahi.
Okay.
Don't start there to find the answer. Start with the wa. So when you start with the wa, do you know anything about wa?
No.
Or
Meaning
and,
and.
meaning and.
It means and. Is it an ism?
No.
No.
What is it?
Harf.
It's harf.
It's a harf. So can harf be a mudaf?
No.
No.
False, sir.
Done. Right? It's as simple as that. I just brought this up because students tend to do this, make things overly complex for them. I used to do that too a lot. Don't make things overly complex for yourselves. غير نفس.
It's a mudaf. It's light followed by light and noel followed by jar.
Okay, so it's a mudaf, but Tala, I need a full answer. Is it an idafa fragment or not? You also need to tell me if there is a mudaf ilayh after it or not.
Nafsin was what you call it?
In idafa, there are two parts: mudaf and
Which number is it?
number 24. Mudaf or mudaf
Yeah,
ilayh?
it's mudaf and mudaf ilayh relationship.
Correct. So that relationship is called idafa, right?
Idaf.
It is true. It's ghairi nafsin. And what do you know about the word ghair?
It's a special.
It's special mudaf.
It's a special mudaf. Correct. What about number 51?
No.
False.
Al,
No,
no,
false.
False.
It starts with al.
Yeah.
Correct. 54?
No,
That's
Lazina.
mudaf and mudaf ilayh relationship.
Okay. And can you also explain your thinking behind it a little
Yeah,
bit?
light with no al followed by jar, and lazina is a plural form of al-lazi.
Correct. And what do we know about al-lazi?
That's I can't recall that special word.
It's
It's a mausul. Ism mausul. It is.
Yes, we still haven't done this topic in detail. But what we did was we said al-lazi, al-lazina, al-lati, and all of these types of words, they are always non-flexible. They are non-flexible. When we were doing I think flexibility, we touched upon them, and when we were doing the type of an ism, we said they are always non-flexible and they are proper. Okay. So because it's non-flexible, allazina would stay allazina. And if it could be jar, it is. That's the rule we also did. Ma'a, where does ma'a comes from? Is it a normalism or abnormalism?
Mudaf
thoughts?
special.
Special mudaf.
Special.
The special mudaf. Special mudaf. And it means with. Allazina means the ones who. With the ones who. That's the fragment. Okay. Number 64.
It's a mudaf idafa relation
It is idafa. And
because
explain.
and it's a attached pronoun.
Attached pronoun of
Correct.
ana.
I, ana. Yeah.
Correct. Excellent. Ibadi plus the attached pronoun of ana.
And yeah is in jar form. So
Correct. Excellent. Wonderful. Okay, so what about number 71?
Yasrullah, Nasrullah, yes,
idafa, yes.
True.
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 Correct. Correct. If Nasr means help, what does this fragment mean?
Help of Allah.
Of Allah.
Help of Allah. Very good. Okay, number 67.
Yarju, lika.
Sir, again, it's I believe it's sakin. Wow is sakin, so it's false then.
That's one of the reasons the waw is sakin, but could it be a light form of yarjuna,
It can be.
muslimuna?
नहीं sir, क्योंकि as it's sakin, so it can't be Arjuna because it should be some haraka on at the end. I think it can't
What I'm
be.
saying is this.
No, it was like Muslimuna, the light form of Muslimu was it. So wow is always sakin there.
That's how muslimuna is written, right?
Yeah. In light form,
So
it's
if you
Muslimu.
make it light, what would happen?
Muslimu.
So
Yeah.
while I said
Yeah.
no ism ends with light, this is not an ism that ends. Sorry, when I said no ism can end with sukoon, this is not an ism ending with sukoon. This ism was ending with na. This is a transformed form of the original ism. This is not the original ism. This is a lighter form of the original ism that never ended with sukoon. So we don't call this ism ending with sukoon. The original ism is una, right? So from that perspective, turns out maybe this waw can have a sukoon on it. Maybe it's a form of a light ism, yarjuna. If we assume what Shamsbhai is saying is true, that's one option to reject it and say, okay, it's not an
Then
idafa.
in that case, sir, the last word, which is liqa, is not
Jar.
jar.
Correct.
That's
It is
true.
also not jar. Correct. So it neither has a mudaf ilay, and its mudaf also looks pretty abnormal. Okay, so even if you decoded yarjuna as an ism, you would fail on the mudaf ilay. It can't really be an idafa. Correct. Sudura qawmin.
Yes, it's true.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
idafa.
Idafa.
Mudaf ilay. If sudur means chests or hearts or chests, what
Hearts
would
of
this
com.
translate to?
Hearts of a com
Hearts
Also the nation.
nation.
of the nation. Yes, hearts of a nation.
Father,
Good.
one question.
We will because we will say the nation or nation.
In this case, a nation.
A nation.
A
Okay.
nation. There's no al in it. It will be al, then it could be the nation, right? That's all.
Correct.
But okay, I was, because this common nasun, and these are the special words, right? Special. So I was, that's why I was saying maybe we need to attach the nation to it. Okay, but it's not.
So the special thing that you have in your mind, we said that these are basically plural by meaning concept.
Yes.
So there are three words: qaum, nas, qarn, right? So those three words, we said they are always marked masculine plural. We never said anything about the type,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Sahib, you had a question.
Yes, 53. This is false, that I know. And I think like in this case, waqamu, it's a fail, right?
I will reserve that answer. Don't go there.
Okay. No. I
Yes,
just want to.
Yes,
I
yes.
just want to differentiate between, because if you see here, the vaw has a sukoon here, but in 67 the vaw doesn't have a sukoon. So I don't know. Like I wanted to see like if the light form of ism doesn't have a sukoon on the vaw, and maybe the other ones have. So am I right or?
There are many types of vowels. Yes, this is a fail concept. I am not giving you the answer because I don't want to end in a fail world right now. It's a complex world.
Yes.
So that's why. But you're right. This is not an idafa, and it is because it's a fail, and also because the mudaf ilayh doesn't exist. Also because the harf cannot be a mudaf. There are many reasons why it can't be idafa. Right.
But I was stuck on the like vaw thing, like
the first vaw. The first vaw.
The 67, the vaw doesn't have a sukoon, and in this one, the vaw has a sukoon. Because you said like this can be a light form. If we ignore the second part, this can be a light form of the ism, right? Yarjuna.
Number 67.
Number 67, yes.
Yes. Yes. I was saying all of that to drive your thinkings. So
yes.
if you think it could be Arjuna, for example, removing a noon would bring a sukoon on the vaw.
But it's not written. I was just asking, like, when we make a light form of the ism, do we not put a sukoon at the end, or?
All right. So you could do it like this. That's fine. Putting a sukoon and not putting a sukoon means a sukoon.
Okay.
They're same things.
Okay.
Sometimes you put it, sometimes you don't. It's just the writing thing.
Okay, because I thought like maybe on ism you don't put it, on the fail or other words you put it.
No, there's no such rule.
Okay, it's not like that. Okay. Thank you.
Ghafurun Rahimun. 41.
No, because it's heavy. The first one is heavy, so it's false.
Good. Yahdillahu.
No.
Allahu is Jurafa.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. There is no mudaf ilay. Number 30. Ayatillahi.
Yes.
True.
True.
True. What was the heavier form of the word ayati?
Ayatin.
Ayatin. And it maps to the feminine Muslim chart. Plural.
Yes.
Right? The signs of Allah. Yes,
and it's a broken plural as well.
No, it's not a broken plural because it maps to the Muslim chart. It is a non-human plural. That's what you want to say.
Yeah, it's a non-human plural.
It's a non-human plural.
Yes.
And it will give you two answers, either singular feminine or plural feminine. Okay. Bi azabin alimin, number 29.
No. False.
False, because the first word is heavy. Rabbus samawati, sorry.
True.
True. Jannataka.
True. Attached
pronoun.
Mudaf with attached pronoun.
Correct.
What
could it? Can you translate this? Jannataka. You know the Jannah, right?
Ka is you.
God.
Yours Jannat.
Your Jannah. Your garden, your paradise, your Jannah, your heaven, whatever you want to call it. Right? That's what it is. Okay. Ma'uha.
Attached pronouns, it's yes, it's true.
Pronoun, yeah.
Yes. Attached pronoun of hiya.
Hi.
Correct.
Ah,
Abwahu.
same.
Yeah.
Who is
Okay.
attached pronoun?
Correct. Okay. La tumari.
La is a negation, so it's not any sound. It's formed.
La is a harf.
It's
Right?
a
So
harf, yes.
it can't be a mudaf. Right? False. Okay, I'll leave that remainings for you. Just complete them. I think you're quite well progressed on this. So take your time to complete these and the ones that are previously discussed. Once you have completed this, inshallah, in the next class, we'll move on beyond Idafah, and we'll probably also try to apply all of that to some Quranic surah, so you know how much it opens up for you. Okay?
Fahad bhai,
So,
one question. Sorry,
ji,
sir. Sorry for the interruption. Page number 25 exercise, special mudaf practice.
ji.
Sir, word number 14. Rather than have, shouldn't it be you? No,
This
sir,
one,
I'm talking about page 25. Page 25 is a
25.
special mudaf practice.
Ji, ji,
Sir, number
ji.
14. Shouldn't it be you?
Yes, it's you.
No, sir, I'm talking about the last word, which is saying have.
Yes.
That's in the.
Okay, so when you will do advanced sentence structures, you will know that the meanings given in your table are not all the meanings of this word. So there are sentence structures where the meaning of inda changes to have. And from that
Oh.
perspective, this meaning is written here.
Okay. So it's you have. Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Because when I was looking at the meaning, I was just looking at with or at or as or by beside. So it was not having have. Got it.
That's absolutely
Okay.
fine. So try to find the word in Arabic first, then the meaning. Whatever we are doing with isms and whatever we will do with the fi'ils, we are doing all of that to end up in a topic called sentence structures. All of that knowledge. Sentence structure is a very, very interesting topic, and it's a very extensive topic that actually helps you find a lot of wisdom from the Quran. But you can't touch that topic until we know these fragments and these basics. So our journey is inshallah in that direction. And over there, these things will become more clear, inshallah. Okay. Good. If there's any question, of course, I'm available on WhatsApp. Please send the message and inshallah, I'll help you. Okay. So until then, inshallah,
Jazakallah, sir.
enjoy your Ramadan. Remember me in your du'as, inshallah. And inshallah,
Inshallah.
I'll see you next Sunday.
Okay, Allah
Inshallah.
Hafiz, Dr. Saf.
Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.